The Arctic is becoming a battleground for global superpowers, and Greenland sits right in the crosshairs. Denmark has a constitutional obligation to defend this massive island, and they're not taking any chances. You need to see the complete arsenal Denmark would deploy if Greenland ever came under threat. Let's break down every weapon in the Danish defense playbook. We're starting with air superiority fighters, F-16 Fighting Falcon. Denmark operates these American-made legends with deadly precision. Intercepting hostile aircraft over Arctic airspace requires speed and reliability. These proven jets scramble from Danish bases, reaching Greenland in hours when threats emerge. Combat radius covering thousands of miles of frozen territory. F-35A Lightning II. Denmark's newest acquisition brings fifth-generation stealth capability to Arctic defense operations. Advanced sensors detecting threats before enemies know they're being tracked. These cutting-edge fighters represent the future of air dominance over Greenland's skies, invisible until it's too late. Next, transport and logistics aircraft. C-130J Super Hercules. Moving troops and equipment across Greenland's roadless expanse demands serious capability. These workhorses land on ice strips and remote airfields that barely exist. Resupply missions in whiteout conditions? No problem. The backbone of Danish Arctic operations. Challenger CL-604. Long-range maritime patrol missions monitoring Greenland's coastline and surrounding waters continuously. Spotting submarines, surface vessels, and suspicious activity across thousands of miles. Danish eyes watching every approach to Greenland from the air. Moving to our helicopter assets. AW-101 Merlin. Search and rescue operations in Arctic conditions separate amateurs from professionals quickly. These helicopters operate in weather that grounds everything else, saving lives and deploying rapid reaction forces across impossible terrain. Danish crews train for the worst, conditions imaginable. MH-60R Seahawk. Anti-submarine warfare protecting the waters around Greenland from underwater threats. Hunting enemy subs beneath ice sheets requires specialized equipment and training. These naval helicopters bring American technology and Danish expertise together perfectly. Now, let's examine naval power. Iver Huitfeldt-class frigates. Serious firepower projection with advanced air defense systems protecting Danish interests. These modern warships patrol Greenland's waters year-round, enforcing sovereignty through presence. Aegis-type combat systems tracking multiple threats simultaneously. Thetis-class patrol vessels, purpose-built for Arctic operations with reinforced hulls pushing through ice flows. Danish engineering designed specifically for Greenland's brutal maritime environment. These ships operate where others can't survive. Knud Rasmussen-class patrol vessels, smaller and faster for navigating Greenland's complex fjord systems and narrow channels. Intercepting unauthorized vessels and monitoring remote settlements constantly. The perfect tool for Greenland's fractured coastline. Attack submarines, silent hunters operating beneath Arctic ice, gathering intelligence and tracking enemy movements. Denmark's submarine force provides invisible deterrence under the frozen seas. Threats never know they're being watched until it's too late. Let's talk coastal defense systems. Harpoon missile batteries, ship-killing capability positioned at strategic choke points throughout Greenland's approaches. These American-made missiles turn coastal waters into no-go zones for hostile vessels. Range and accuracy making amphibious assault practically suicidal. NASAMS air defense. Norwegian advanced surface-to-air missile systems protecting critical installations from aerial attack. Radar networks covering impossible terrain with overlapping fields of fire. Integrated systems shooting down threats automatically before they reach targets. Moving to ground-based firepower. M109 self-propelled howitzers. Mobile artillery supporting defensive positions across tundra and ice fields. These American systems deliver devastating firepower while staying protected from counter-battery fire. Shoot and scoot tactics across frozen ground. Caesar's self-propelled howitzer. French engineering providing rapid deployment artillery on truck chassis. Maximum mobility across ice roads and frozen terrain. Fire missions completed in minutes, then disappearing before enemy retaliation arrives. Speed equals survival. Now infantry weapons. C7 and C8 rifles. Canadian-made weapons with proven cold-weather reliability. Danish special forces depend on these carbines in sub-zero conditions. Compact, accurate, and absolutely reliable when temperatures plummet. Carl Gustaf recoilless rifle. Swedish versatility meeting Danish precision in harsh conditions, engaging bunkers, vehicles, and helicopters with different ammunition types. Multi-role capability that infantry commanders love having available. AT-4 anti-tank weapons. Swedish designed, giving infantry serious punch against armored threats. Simple, lightweight, devastating at close range. Every Danish squad carries these weapons as standard equipment. Let's examine armored vehicles. Piranha V. Swiss 8-wheel infantry carriers modified for Arctic service, transporting troops safely across frozen wasteland under armor protection. Mobility and survivability combined in modern design. Leopard 2 main battle tanks, German engineering providing overwhelming firepower if ground combat erupts. Heavy armor and powerful guns dominating any conventional threat. Denmark maintains these as ultimate defensive capability. BVS-10 all-terrain vehicles. Swedish articulated tracked vehicles conquering snow, ice, and tundra, where wheeled vehicles fail completely. Nothing else moves troops and supplies this effectively across Greenland's impossible terrain, essential for Arctic operations. Moving to unmanned systems. Scan Eagle UAVs. Launched without runways, perfect for Greenland's limited infrastructure. Long-endurance missions monitoring ice movements and approaching vessels. Small drones delivering massive tactical awareness constantly. Skeldar Vi 200. Swedish innovation providing persistent surveillance in brutal Arctic conditions. Automatic flight systems working when human pilots can't operate safely. Technology bridging gaps across vast distances efficiently. Now Special Operations Forces. Sirius Dog-Sled Patrol. Elite Danish soldiers patrolling Greenland's most remote regions by dog sled. Living off the land in conditions that kill unprepared troops. Traditional methods meeting modern training for ultimate Arctic capability. Frogman Corps. Danish special operations capable of underwater demolition and Arctic reconnaissance missions. Elite warriors trained for operations in freezing water and extreme conditions. Denmark's secret weapon for unconventional warfare. Jaeger Corps. Special forces conducting long-range reconnaissance and direct action missions across Greenland's interior, operating independently for weeks in Arctic wilderness. Skills that conventional forces can't match. Finally, strategic partnerships and logistics. NATO reinforcement. Denmark doesn't defend Greenland alone. American bases and NATO allies provide backup when needed. Thule Air Base represents permanent American presence supporting Danish sovereignty. Prepositioned supply caches. Strategic stockpiles scattered throughout Greenland providing ammunition, fuel, and equipment to dispersed forces. Redundancy ensuring operations continue despite disrupted supply lines. Planning ahead wins Arctic campaigns. Arctic warfare training. Specialized cold weather facilities preparing Danish troops for combat in extreme conditions. Soldiers learning survival skills that save lives when equipment fails. Experience counts when temperatures drop below -40 degrees. Denmark's defense strategy for Greenland relies on smart deployment of limited forces across massive territory. Geography and climate become defensive advantages when properly exploited. Every weapon serves specific purposes in protecting Danish sovereignty over the world's largest island. The Arctic is heating up politically, but Denmark stands ready with the firepower, training, and determination to defend Greenland against any threat. Preparation, adaptation, and partnership are the keys to Arctic defense success.